Ever wonder what it takes to turn a losing team into a winner? The Indiana Fever just did it in one season. They've got a coach of the month, a rookie with 2 triple-doubles, and a center who can do it all. Here's how they're shaking up the WNBA. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. In addition to rewriting the rules, Clark is shattering records at an alarming rate. Her most recent triple-double is unprecedented in its magnitude. Why are veterans paying attention to this, and what makes it so rare? Here we will dissect it. 24 points, 10 boards, and 10 assists. Clark faced the Los Angeles Sparks with that. Perhaps you're thinking, well, those are some impressive figures. The exciting part, though, is that this wasn't your average triple-double. Clark had scored twice this season for someone just starting out. That has never occurred in WNBA history. Still, Clark isn't finished yet. Redefining rookie status in this league is her objective. Doing it in a way that makes people gasp is her specialty. Consider her range from beyond the arc. Clark is exceptional. She's great beyond the arc. In WNBA history, she ranks just 6th among players to hit 100 or more threes in a season. Give that some consideration. A total of 6 participants throughout the complete history of the league, and Clark is doing it as an amateur. However, it's not only the amount, her method is what makes it unique. The moment she reaches half court, defenders are compelled to guard her because to her range, which stretches far beyond the 3-point line.
Clark with the hesitation. Clark gets inside and lays it in.
Instead of turning it over, it was a learning laboratory when you're in the gym with these coaches in the W, because they work so hard at their scheme.
However, the true intrigue of Clark's game lies in this very moment. A scorer isn't her only role. She has incredible court vision. Her teammates are constantly on edge whenever she's on the court, since Clark can spot passing lanes that the majority of players are blissfully unaware of. Because no one is expecting a pass from that direction, she is frequently finding teammates who are wide open. Opposing teams have a tough time stopping Clark because of his versatility. In order to stop the 3, do you keep a close eye on her? She'll easily pass you up and find a teammate who's available. Leave her alone. From logo range, she will pull up and demand payment. The scenario is so confusing that coaches are unsure of what to do.
And it sets up her ability to drive. She is a hard check, tough to keep in front.
Clark, step back, hits a 3.
Made the most triples for LA. That's her 41st.
Clark stepping back on the baseline, knocking it down from the mid-range.
That's a beautiful mid-range step back.
Clark being watched by Nurse. Clark on the drive. Clark hangs and banks it home.
Also, we need to address the effect this has on her teammates. Play at a higher level for everyone when Clark is in the game. Not only does she load up the stat sheet with her scoring, rebounding, and assist abilities, but she also creates chances for everyone else. The floor seems to have expanded all of a sudden. The defenders are on the fence, not sure if they should aid or remain at home. Furthermore, Clark is making the most of the situation. You may be asking at this point whether it can be sustained. How long can a rookie player maintain this level of performance? Well, Clark hasn't slowed down at all thus far. Truly, she's exuding an air of effortlessness. According to one commentator, Clark is redefining what it means to be a rookie in the league. She made it look easy. Another rookie for the Favor has been stealthily dominating the paint, while Clark has been getting all the attention. The Sparks were just floored by Aliah Boston's huge double-double. Could this be the beginning of a fresh, exciting partnership that changes the WNBA forever? Let's reminisce over Boston's historic win over the Sparks.
Caitlin Clark, so smooth.
Oh, and it's Clark with a steal. Clark off to the races. Sims giving chase. She won't get there.
So good.
Clark working on McDonald, who gives it a swipe. Clark, step back, hits a 3.
22 points and 14 rebounds. That's just fantastic. It's dominating. Boston was dominating, not merely playing. The worst part is that she pulled it off right when it counted the most. Boston showed tremendous poise and strength under fire, exactly when her team needed her. However, Boston is about more than simply statistics. She's incredibly dangerous because of her arsenal of abilities. Assemble and transport, she's brilliant. Is it passing? Make sure. Keen on rim protection? I think so. It's as if she's prepared for every possible defense strategy. Things start to get intriguing at this point. Boston's playing style? It seems tailor-made to go with Clark. Watching these two play together is like being a spectator at a ballet. Because of Clark's outside threat, Boston is able to create more area inside the paint, and Clark is able to use Boston's paint dominance to his advantage. But hold on a second, Kelsey Mitchell must be mentioned whenever the Fever's metamorphosis is discussed. Mitchell had an 18-point slump in the clash with the Sparks. 3 players, all collaborating like long-lost friends, scored in double figures. Perhaps you're asking, how does this stuff fit together? To put it simply, Mitchell keeps the defense on their toes, Clark provides long-range danger, and Boston rules the paint. If you try to give too much attention to one, the others will punish you. Opposing teams are faced with a poison pen dilemma. Furthermore, offense is only one aspect. Boston's defensive prowess provides the Fever with a solid foundation around which to construct their game. The other players are free to be more active on defense and offense because of this safety net. But Boston's young age, she's only 22, is what truly makes her special. Give that some consideration. This level of competence, composure, and production is coming from someone who has only just begun her professional career. A tremendous amount of expansion is possible. Also, the chemistry is an important consideration. Possessing gifted athletes is one thing. Having gifted athletes that mesh nicely is an entirely different ballgame. Looking at Clark, Boston, and Mitchell together makes it seem like they've played together for years. Their defensive coverage for one another, anticipation of passes, and reading of each other's moves are all impressive. I feel like I'm observing a perfectly working machine. What makes the Fever such a dangerous threat is this combo. These days, it takes more than raw ability to succeed. What matters is that these players are improving one another. With Clark's departure, Boston now has easy baskets to shoot. Clark has more scoring chances since Boston is good at grabbing offensive boards. Plus, defenders are being held to account by Mitchell's scoring threat, which opens up opportunities for Clark and Boston to score. Though noteworthy, the Fever's newly discovered synergy is but a piece of the whole. From a squad in last place, what invisible force transformed them into a serious contender? The Fever's best player may not even be playing a game this season. Coach Christy Sides, the brains behind the basketball revolution in Indiana, steps in. Just recently, Sides became the first coach in Fever franchise history to be named Coach of the Month. When put in context with the team's performance from the previous year, that becomes much more significant. A 5-win season, it's done. Right now, they are making serious postseason pushes. Therefore, what is Sides' secret? Maximizing talent is the key. Her attack is like a well-tuned engine. It was made to maximize the potential of Clark, Boston, and Mitchell. It's effective, surprising, and causing opponents problems. Put it in your mind, you have Mitchell's scoring prowess, the long-range danger of Clark, and the paint dominance of Boston. What are some ways to counter that? With Sides' help, these disparate elements form a whole that is stronger than the sum of their parts. The true brilliance of Sides, though, is on display here. She isn't merely banking on her celebrity status. Consider the case of Lexie Hull. Although Hull isn't getting the same amount of attention as Clark or Boston, her work is just as important. Little things like smart plays and solid defense add up to big wins for Hull, and that's exactly what Sides had in mind. How can a coach deal with the stress of coaching a player of Clark's generational caliber? It's challenging. No squad can manage all the scrutiny and pressure from the media and fans. However, Sides, everyone is staying focused and united thanks to her. She seems to have erected a stronghold around her squad, protecting them from any potential threats. And the team's culture? Let's discuss it. Creating plays isn't all that Sides does. She's establishing a culture that values perseverance and the pursuit of excellence. Being good is insufficient. As for the Fever, they're trying to make it big under Sides. All the X's and O's don't matter here. All of the franchise's mentality is shifting because of Sides. She has transformed a team that was once the league's punching bag into a formidable fighting force. Teams no longer anticipate a walk-in victory whenever the Fever are on their schedule. They are considering ways to halt this unexpectedly perilous team. Sides has done an absolutely remarkable thing. From last place in the league to serious postseason contenders, that's her club. It just took her one season to do it all. There's more to it than that. I call that alchemy. But hear me out. Sides isn't happy about it. She isn't satisfied with merely competing. Her goals are loftier now. The postseason? And that is only the start. A long-term shift in the WNBA power dynamic may be in the works at Sides' Indiana facility.